we are and where you should be in the process. So here we are in week 6, hard to believe, but things will now start to be, you'll start providing your deliverables for the course, which are going to contribute to the greater part of your grade. We leave this to the end so it gives you as much time as possible to work, as I explained to you in the beginning of the semester, on your own and preparing your draft and also working on your matrix. So I'm looking forward to seeing your um, materials that'll be coming in on the 3rd. Let me just share my screen with you. And here is week 6, of course, that we're in right now. So really the goal of this week is to submit that matrix and then also submit your draft that is due. And you can use these links here. The discussion board assignment, which has to do with um, your draft that you're sharing with the other people in your program. Here are some guidelines. These are things that are important for you to review so you can help your um, uh, classmates um, uh, uh, make their submissions stronger between now and the 3rd. And of course, it gives you an opportunity to see how your work stands up against other people's work. So I hope you take the time in the next couple days to do that. In some cases, and I believe this is the CML program, there's only one student. So please feel free to join another group. That sometimes happens. It actually rarely happens, but I think in this class, the CML group is only one person. So please feel free to join another group to get some feedback. I also want to remind you that it's really important to make sure that you're looking at the rubrics associated with the assignment. So assignment 2 has a rubric that we can look at together. And it's always important to take a look at these things because, sorry, I'm waiting for the document to open. There we go. Let me share that document with you. It's always important to reread this rubric before you provide your final submission, because this is exactly what I will be looking for. So this is for your rapid review, the assessment of the literature, or what we call um, uh, um, the matrix that you've been working on. And these are the categories and criteria that I will be basing my grade on. So remember that the rapid review has been adapted for you to capture the key components of literature that you've reviewed for your topic. The most important thing I'll be looking for is your assessment of how well that literature actually fits with your topic and what it brings to the paper. You know, what's important about it, why is it critical for you to include in your paper, et cetera. And you do have the format for the matrix. Some students decide that they put more into that than others, and that's fine. It's really there as a help, a guide for you to sort of manage all the literature that you've been reviewing. Um, I'll be also looking to make sure that all the different fields or the columns of the matrix are complete. Um, and your notations, as I just said, reflect a critical assessment of the article and its value. Um, I'm looking at your work there to make sure that you've really read and digested and extrapolated the most important parts. And here are the grading criteria. You can, of course, pull this up yourself in the assignment section. Now let me open up the rubric for the draft. So here is your initial draft. Really take an opportunity to read through all A through D. That is what I'm looking for in this particular submission. So we call it a draft because it's incomplete. So this will be the first um, several sections of your paper as it's outlined there. You can read through it, and the criteria are here. Again, like any class you've ever had, and I know many of you are at the end of your program, you're probably experts at this. Make sure you read the criteria and what I'm looking for in that first draft. I will be making my own comments about how the paper is going, and you will get those back sometime next week. I try to turn these things around very quickly so you can get moving on the very end part of the course. So, my major takeaway here is be sure to look at the rubrics, make sure that you are actually fulfilling the assignment that is asked for you. And like I said, I'm going to try my very best to move as quickly as possible. This is not a huge class, but it'll probably take me couple days, 2, 3 days to get through all the papers. And I make it a habit of putting up my comments as I read through. So if you hear that one student got their comments before you did, it's just because I'm working through them. If you have any questions, anything, please feel free to put your question into the Ask the Professor discussion board. And then also, you can email me directly. I will be watching out for emails. And again, I just want to thank everyone for your patience. This has been a rough, uh, actually a couple of years, and we are at a point now we're making decisions about end of life. So I appreciate your patience, and also if you have any concerns, please feel free to contact me or Dr. Davidson. She's offered all kinds of help, but I think I will be able to see out the rest of the semester. So I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend, and I will be looking out for your assignments. Thank you. Bye-bye.